There's this examining of God over your life. Intimacy is that He takes time for you. He's examined you. He's discovering you. He's seeking you. He's searching you. Deep, passionate pursuit to please God, to honor God, and to obey God. The fear of the Lord is ultimately about intimacy. That's what we're going to talk about today. Intimacy with God. Everybody say intimacy. I want to start this morning with a scripture from Psalm 139, verse 1. Reads like this. Oh, Lord. How many of you have ever been to a point in life where you were humbled to a place where all you could say is, oh, Lord? Come to a place in life where everything is sort of coming into focus and narrowing down to this one thing. I have a Lord, a loving, kind, gracious Father who leads me, and my life is sort of narrowing into this place where everything's becoming about Him. Where everything's centralizing in the place where I want to please You, God. Where I want to obey You, God. I want to know You, God. Oh, Lord, the psalmist says. Oh, Lord, You have examined my heart and know everything about me. Do we have the scriptures, guys, so we can help the church here follow along? Oh, Lord, You have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit or stand. When far away, You know my every thought. You chart the path ahead of me and tell me where to stop and rest. Every moment, You know where I am. You know what I'm going to say before I even say it. You both precede me and follow me. He's roundabout. He's totally involved in every intricate detail of our life. You place Your hand of blessing on my head. Two words that really jump out to me in the Psalms 139 is the first word, examined. You have examined my heart. Hebrew word is hakar. It means to explore, search out, or seek out. We're thinking about intimacy, and we're thinking about an exploration of knowing somebody. We're thinking about a pursuit to seek out, to search out. The psalmist is talking about, You have actually, God, been intimate towards me because You've explored every detail of who I am. I don't know who needs to hear this morning, but the intimacy of God is that He has actually taken intentional time to explore who you are. He's taken intentional time to seek out the intricate details of the person that you are, of who you're becoming, of who He's leading you, the path that He's charting for you to become. There's this examining of God over your life. Intimacy is that He takes time for you. He's examined you. He's discovering you. He's seeking you. He's searching you. The other word that jumps out to me is the word know. You've examined my heart and know everything about me. Hebrew word yada, most commonly used to describe the word we know as intimacy. Deep, affectionate bond. Unity. Being at one with. Being in union with. Intimacy is at its purest sense, complete abandonment to self and independence. I am not alone. Intimacy is union, connection, bond, fellowship, which ultimately takes me from self-life to God life, to the new life Jesus has given to us, where we're at one with God. We're the temples and the dwelling place of God. We're not alone, and we're not in self-life. We're not independent. While the world is shouting to us, culture is shouting to us, independence is good. Be independent. Sort of be you. Do you. The catchphrase, I'm Miss Independent. Come on. There's this idea that I'm a strong, independent. My wife jokes at me all the time. Don't do that. I'm a strong, independent woman. And that's good. She's joking with me, giving me a hard time, which she should. I'm easy to give a hard time to. But the concept of the idea that you do you, this is how I feel. This is what I think. This is the way I want to do it. I'm independent. Self-life, where intimacy says, I have the fear of the Lord because He's examined me. He knows me. He lives in me. I'm in full and complete trust and obedience to Him. Not my own ideas. Not my own thoughts. You do you, boo. Ain't gonna work in intimacy. It ain't gonna work. It's about reliance. It's about dependency on God. It's about the abandonment of the self-life. So some of those things I'm articulating about this sort of idea that I'm in charge of my own life. It's my life, I'll do what I want. It's sort of the puffed up idea of the self-life or independence. How about the discouraged mindset? The discouraged mindset of the self-life or independence would say things like, it's just me. I have nobody. I'm all alone. I feel lonely. Or maybe you're codependent on a spouse or sibling or friend, and there's this sort of, maybe a child. And there's this sort of thing going on in life where we don't have proper understanding of our intimacy, of our union with God. So the fear of the Lord really is coming down to a place I've got to understand that I am fully known. And that there's a pursuit for me to fully know. There's a union life. There's a God life. There's a new life. It's not a self life for me. So there's a puffed up version, and then there's a discouraged version. But at the end of the day, this landscape of self-reliance is something that's overgrown in our life and needs to be trimmed back. Intimacy this morning, I'm submitting to you, is about the pursuit to know how close you are to God. How much access you actually have, and that you were ultimately made to depend on God for everything. You say everything, I say everything. A total, deep, intimate connection where my life is being formed to bear His image, to mirror His image, to come into the likeness of Jesus, to mature. And that all happens through dependency, through intimacy.